and welcome to Nani Yoga. Today is day number 6 of the 7-day yoga challenge, and thank you so much if you've been watching every day for this to improve your yoga practice or to just get into it. This is really the foundational poses. They are very simple. I just wanted to make these yoga poses as accessible to you as possible instead of being like a beginner challenge, let's do the splits. It's more just like, let's show you what the aspects of the poses are, which I enjoy to teach, to do, and I hope that it translates to you too. So today is day 6, is the last day of the 7-day yoga challenge, and tomorrow, day number 7, will be the whole class that incorporates all of these poses so that you're able to just feel it and not just get a snippet of it. So today's pose is Ardha Uttanasana, so halfway fold. So you will, if you've been to a vinyasa yoga class, this is the one where you kind of move a little bit faster. You use this one a lot, and this is actually one of the poses where I see a lot of people, if they've done yoga, like I do a weekly kind of beginners class in this gym, in this place called Ardha, and I see that they do kind of get it eventually, but some people, I think depending on what your spine is like, it can be really hard to achieve the sort of look of this pose. And what I also think is perhaps that also if it feels good, then it's fine, but it's that in between of like it feels good and it looks like how it should or it shouldn't. So just see how your body goes, and what you can always do with some of these yoga poses when you practice at home is video yourself to kind of see what you like. Or if you go to a yoga class, support the yoga community, you can ask the teacher like, what do you think? And then they will kind of help to move your body, and then that's how you can change. Obviously if it feels a bit like uncomfortable, just tell the teacher like, back off, thank you. But that's oh no, I prefer it that way. Maybe don't tell them to back off aggressively. Okay, so let's get into it. It's a halfway fold. So you're going to stand up, and here you're going to bring your feet about hip width apart. So I'll just get onto the side, and then here what you're going to do is you can have your knees straight, and essentially there's 2 ways you can do it depending on the style of yoga. So one way is I always do is both your palms are going to come onto the shins, and then here while your legs are straight, you're going to look forward. So normally you're like in a forward fold, you're going to inhale, hands to shins, looking forward. And then here essentially what happens is that your back is, your back is never going to be straight. There's no such thing as a straight back, right? There's a curve, but it's kind of long. So you kind of push the bum out, the chest comes down, and you're looking forward. So this is kind of what the pose is supposed to look like. But obviously see how what I see a lot of people do is kind of strain their legs. Maybe they haven't actually got the length in the hamstrings, but they press their shoulders up towards their ear, and they kind of do this, and I don't know, it just looks really uncomfortable. So what you want to actually do is press the fingertips even on the shins, press the chest down, and then you're going to look forward, and then the bum's kind of pointing up, the chest is pointing down, the stomach's not really doing that much actually. And another one that you can do is just bend the knees. Why not? If the hamstrings aren't quite there yet, it's something that you got to work up to. You got the hands on the shins, you're going to look forward, and then here pressing the chest down, the bum kind of stays a little bit up, and the stomach kind of stays where it is. You can see, so the stomach's kind of pressing down towards the floor, and that's it. And then another style that you can do is pressing both hands down. And why do you sometimes get your teacher, what do they tell you to bring your hands in front of your feet? It's because from here, so you're in Uttanasana, where your legs are straight, and I can't do that, you're going to bring your hands out in front of your feet, and then inhale, fingertips are touching the floor, and you're looking forward. I don't know, maybe your hands are straight. Fingertips is enough. And here again, you can always bend the knees, look forward. But why do you press your hands like that? It's because then you can press the hands down and move on to a plank pose. Or sometimes, depending Ashtanga, you'll be jumping into the poses. So that's why sometimes it's on the floor if you kind of have wandered from a yoga class. But your shins is fine. You don't want to kind of do like this and kind of stretch out like uncomfortably. That's super uncomfortable. You might as well just relax the shoulders, look forward, chest open, nice long back. So that's the gist of halfway fold. Wow, actually if you hold the pose for a long time and teach it, it makes you quite sore. Okay, so let me tell you the benefits of halfway fold. So it helps to extend and elongate the spine. It also actually is a really good way to help to build flexibility to the hips and to the hamstrings. You can always start with your knees bent. Eventually your hamstrings will grow, not grow, but lengthen to a straighter leg. If not, who cares? Maybe you cycle, maybe you run, and your like legs and hamstrings need to stay tight so that you're not doing any damage. So everyone's different. Another one that it does is strengthen the back of the legs. It also targets the hamstrings, as I've mentioned a lot before. And also it's a really good way to improve your sense of balance. It's not too difficult to do that because your hands are touching the floor, your knees, but it's a good way to kind of get into balancing. So that's it for this 7-day yoga challenge, day 6, Ardha Uttanasana for halfway fold. Wow. And I hope that you'll join me tomorrow for the yoga lesson, which will incorporate all of these classes, and then you'll be able to just kind of move along to actually experience the whole yoga thing. So little workshops, and if you need to refer back to any of those poses, I will list them in tomorrow's day 7 of the 7-day yoga challenge. So I hope you'll join me, and thank you so much.